You are welcome to yet another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. There has been a deliberate move to make the world think R. Kelly was a monster, but very little has been done to lay out the real truth of what actually did happen that saw the parents of his alleged victims take to the media and label him the predator he has never been. While the reports that were made by the media, along with the claims that were made by prosecution at press conferences suggest that it was the R&B King preying on the women and not the other way around, there are just way too many reasons to believe it was instead the women that were preying on him. And it turns out the women in question were not the sole beneficiaries from this predatory act, but their parents too, who were evidently in conspiracy to defraud the R&B King. They targeted benefits ranging from direct financial assistance to undeserved music deals for their daughters, and for that they deployed their grown adult conspirators to work as agents of extortion in their game against R. Kelly. This is exactly how Joycelyn Savage, the daughter of Timothy and Joycelyn Savage, ended up with R. Kelly in a move that was largely guided and supported by her parents. Of course, this does not exclude the Clary family, which also gave in their daughter Azriel Clary in their bid to exploit the R&B King. When this didn't work out long enough to make them as rich as they had anticipated, they resorted to blackmail, and this is how the false stories that R. Kelly held underage girls in his basement begun to propagate, inviting Sony, which saw an opportunity to extort him to step in and take advantage. While there has been many attempts to counteract this account of what really happened, there are just way too many confessions made by the parents and their beloved daughters which confirm this version of the story. During the Gayle King interview that was conducted way before Azriel Clary saw the need to lie on Robert for monetary gain, she is heard confessing how her parents asked her to take as many suggestive photographs as possible, photographs which they could use in case they wanted to blackmail him. She also mentions how her father Angelo Clary had been pestering R. Kelly for money, demanding that he deposits a whopping $20,000 to his bank accounts if he did not want his name on the tabloids branding him a predator. Most importantly though, to confirm that the parents were in it for the gain, Timothy Savage is heard speak out and say, if R. Kelly had only produced even a single song for their daughter with his name on it, none of this would have happened. Meaning his prize was a record deal for his unqualified daughter. One that would make him a millionaire in exchange, making us wonder who the predator is. Thankfully his daughter Joycelyn Savage, like many other alleged victims, turned out to have been an adult, leaving only him in the hot soup for what he had been doing was despicable. For him to say he would have forgiven R. Kelly if he had granted his daughter a record deal with his name on it only serves to show that he was always after the gains, and that it was the parents and their daughters who actually preyed on R. Kelly and not the other way round. What is even most satisfying is the fact that all these confessions were made by the parents and their daughters themselves, with both voice and video footage captured and published for the whole world to listen in and watch. Meaning even if they wanted to deny everything they did and call it off as mere allegations, there is video evidence to disprove them, and the original recordings are safely archived by the media companies that carried out the interviews. It is therefore mind-boggling to learn that the Department of Justice still preferred to prejudice R. Kelly and wrongfully lock him up, claiming he was the real predator, yet all evidence is readily available to show who actually did prey on the other. These greedy parents deployed their fully grown daughters they now want us to believe had been underage to lure R. Kelly into intimacy with them, such that they could either gain through cash handouts and undeserved record deals they were not qualified for, or at least through blackmailing him to deposit money onto their bank accounts as stated by their own daughters. If the Department of Justice has been out there to serve justice for which it's mandated, and not to help selfish corporations achieve their agenda against the R&B King, perhaps they would have picked interest in some of this readily available evidence to guide their decisions. In fact, it's still hard to believe that the New York judge Ann Donnelly, who had the text message evidence presented to her in time, still managed to ignore it so she is not distracted from her hunt down for the R&B King. She was out to get him, and she did succeed in locking him up. We're just not sure she will succeed in keeping him on the inside with such a fraudulent prosecution she worked with and clear reasons to believe he was innocent after all. They may have succeeded in sending him to prison after a wrongful conviction, but they will not succeed in keeping him locked up for all the wrong selfish reasons. R. Kelly will soon return to freedom. According to Angel Smith, these accusers and their government counterparts want to present R. Kelly as a robot that never went to sleep. Even for someone doing completely nothing, there is not enough time in a day for one to do all these things while keeping track of all these women like they want us to believe. And with the kind of work schedule he had, he would never have had the time to harass these women or traffic them as alleged. R. Kelly needed to be 5 people in one to achieve all this. It's all a lie meant to take him down and nothing else. So many allegations were made, including claims he held young girls in his basement. I am still out here looking for the girls he held hostage. What happened to them? Has anyone seen them? I beg to be advised. According to Earth Davis, the parents of these so-called R. Kelly sufferers ought to be investigated and punished for their crimes. They only lied on Robert to set him up after they had failed to blackmail him. They are the real predators here, only that this time round, they are preying on a celebrity and not ordinary women. R. Kelly deserves to be set free and unmuted to get his life back. These parents and accusers actually do owe him more than he owes anybody. Once he is out, he needs to make Sony and those greedy parents pay through the nose for all the damage caused on his name, and on his health, being locked up in a federal prison with total disregard of his condition. There are so many allegations against R. Kelly that simply fail to add up. Like the allegation of enticement. How can the DOJ associate R. Kelly's career to a tool for enticement? It's not necessarily his fault that when one is a celebrity artist, women are attracted to him. It's not him that designed the industry to operate this way. If anything, the bigger corporations such as the record companies would be the ones to blame for packaging celebrity artists to be a women magnet. To blame it on R. Kelly, however, is way out of context. We all know that every single woman wanted to be with him so badly. How then did he entice these people if he ever did it? What would be the motivation for him to even attempt enticing women that were already attracted to him? If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.